This is our Algebra 1 Test 10 study guide. We got through section 3.7, which was transforming formulas, or what's commonly known as literal equations. Number one asks you which question is an identity. Well, you have to know what an identity is first. What that means is that when you simplify the problem, which one gives you a true statement at the end. So you have to simplify each of these problems to see which one gives you a statement that's true, like 2 equals 2 at the end, not something that's false. So if we simplify it, and most of the time you could do a lot of it mentally. The first one says 3m minus 5 equals 4m minus m would be 3m plus 8. So that one would say 3m minus 5 equals 3m plus 8. Without even simplifying it any farther than that, just look how it compares on the left side to the right side. They both have 3m, the left and the right, but the left side says minus 5, the right side says plus 8. So they're not equal to each other. So A will not be an identity. When you simplify the second equation, the one for B, you would multiply that -1 times both of those terms. So that would give you 10 minus 3v minus 6 equals -3v minus 4. So simplify the first part of, or the left side, 10 minus 6 are like terms. That's 4 minus 3v equals -3v minus 4. Notice how close to being identity these are. They both have -3, the left and the right, but the left has a positive 4 and the right has a -4. So that one will not be an identity either. C's already simplified the left and the right. They both have -6y, but the left has +3, the right has -5. C will not be it either. So that means D must have to be it, but let's check to make sure. Distribute 2 times both things gives you, I'm sorry, -2. -2w, and -2 times -3 is +6. Bring the rest down. 3w plus 6 minus w equals 4w minus 2w plus 6. Simplify the rest. 3w minus w will give you 2w plus 6. And 4w minus 2w is 2w plus 6. Notice both the left side and the right side are identical. Both of them have 2w. Both of them have plus 6. A's answer is D. Oh, number one's answer is D. That is the identity. That's the true statement. Then we're solving the equations. Distribute. 5 times p is 5p. 5 times -1 is -5. Distribute -2 times 7 is -14. -2 times -2p is plus 4p. Bring the rest down. 3p minus 1 equals all of that. Simplify everything on the right. 5p plus 4p is 9p. -5 and -14 is -19. Now you have the left side simplified 3p minus 1 and the right side simplified 9p minus 19. Move your smaller p over to the larger p side. 3p smaller than 9p. It's positive, so subtract it. It's just like plus. So subtract it to get rid of plus 3p. If you do it to the left, subtract the right. 9p minus 3p is 6p. You still have minus 19 on the right. These will cancel. You still have -1 on the left. Undo -19 on the right. That's minus 19 by adding it. If you do it to the left, add it to the right. -1 plus 19 is positive 18 equals 6p. And then get rid of 6 times something by dividing by 6 on both sides to get p's value now at 3. Number 3 is a little bit shorter. 3x minus 4 equals 5x minus 6. Move the smaller x over to the larger one. 3 smaller, it's positive, so subtract it. If you do it to the left, do it to the right. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Bring everything else down. -4 is by itself on the left now equals 2x minus 6. Undo minus 6 by adding it to both sides. Do the same to the left. -4 plus 6 is 2 equals 2x. And get rid of 2 times something by dividing by 2 on both sides. X equals 1. Combine all your D's on the left. 9D minus D is 8D. Minus 2D is 6D. So you have 6D minus 4 equals 3D. We've been saying move your smaller D's over to the larger one side, so let's hold with that. Positive 3D minus 3D. Do the same to this side. It leaves you with 3D minus 4 on the left equals, there's nothing left on the right now, so 0. Then get rid of minus 4 by adding it to the left. Do the same to the right. 3D still on the left equals 0 plus 4 is 4. Get rid of 3 times something by dividing by 3 on the left and the right, and D's value equals 4 over 3. Number 5 says negative 6 equals x over 8 plus 4. Again, you undo your order of operations backwards. So undo addition and subtraction first. We have plus 4, so subtract it. If you subtract it from the right, subtract it from the left. Negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10 equals x over 8. 4 minus 4 cancels out. This says x divided by 8, so cancel that out by multiplying by 8. If you do it to the right, multiply by 8 on the left. 8 times negative 10 is negative 80. It'll cancel the right, leave you with just x. X is negative 80. Number 6 says 2 over 5x minus 4 equals 6. Get rid of minus 4 by adding it. Do the same to the right. Now you have 2 over 5x equals 10. That says multiply 2 over 5 by x. You undo that by dividing by 2 over 5. But remember we said if you're dividing by a fraction, flip it and multiply by the reciprocal to save yourself a step. So multiply by 5 over 2. If you do that to the left, multiply by 5 over 2 on the right as well. 5 divided by 5 will cancel out. 2 divided by 2 will cancel out and leave you with just x. Everything's over 10, so 10 is, over 1, so 10 is over 1. The number 2 is going to simplify into itself 1 time and into 10 5 times. So now we have smaller numbers. Multiply straight across. 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 1 would be over 1. Not necessary to write 25 over 1. Get rid of plus 13 since you only have D on the right side. So move that over. Subtract 13 on the left. Negative 3 equals negative D. That's the same thing as negative 1 times D. So undo that by dividing by negative 1. Do likewise on the other side. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Number 8 says 2 equals 10 plus z over negative 3. Again, normally you do addition and subtraction first when you're undoing it, but a fraction bar like this acts as though it has a set of parentheses around it, which when you're undoing it, you do grouping symbols or you do the P part of the order of operations last. So undo the fact that this says over negative 3 or divided by negative 3 by multiplying by negative 3. If you do it to the right side, multiply the left side by negative 3. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 equals, this will cancel and simply leave you with 10 plus z. Get rid of that positive 10 or plus 10 by subtracting it. Do likewise to this side. Negative 6 minus 10 is negative 16 equals 10 minus 10 will cancel and leave you with z equals negative 16. Simplify to left. 31 minus 1 is 30 plus 4g equals 38. Then undo positive 30 or plus 30 by subtracting it. If you do it to the left, subtract it on the right, leaves you with 4g on the left equals 8. Get rid of 4 times something by dividing by 4 on both sides. G equals 2. You have to distribute 4 times y and 4 times negative 7. Undo minus 28 by adding it to both sides. 4y equals 32. Get rid of 4 times something by dividing it on both sides. Y equals 8. Get rid of minus 11 by adding it on both sides. Leaves you with 2p over 7 equals negative 8. Get rid of divide by 7 by multiplying it to both sides. Leaves you with 2p equals negative 56. And get rid of 2 times something by dividing by 2 on both sides. Leaves you with p equals negative 28. Again, we're going through one way to work some of these problems. There may be multiple ways. Like you could have multiplied by 7 over 2 right there, which would have been a reciprocal of 2 over 7, just like we were doing earlier. 12 says find the value of y. So now you just simplify. Negative 6y and positive 4y is negative 2y plus 14 equals 32. Get rid of plus 14 by subtracting it. Do likewise on the right. So you have negative 2 times something, divide by negative 2 on both sides. Y is negative 9. Okay, 13 is something that's a little bit different, just because we've never seen a picture like this before. When you're looking at a set of, this is known as vertical angles, because they're right across from each other, this angle and this one. They're right across from each other, so that means they're congruent to each other. So if you have 6a plus 14 and 3a plus 71, if they're congruent to each other, since they're across from each other and they're vertical angles, that means they're equal to each other. So you simply set that up as 6a plus 14 equals 3a plus 71. Simplify that, get rid of plus 3a by subtracting it on both sides, and you have 3a plus 14 equals 71. Get rid of plus 14 on both sides by subtracting it. And then get rid of 3 times something by dividing by 3 on both sides. And a equals 19. So you have the value of a. The first part says find the value of a. The second part says find the value of the marked angle. So what you need to do is in place of a, you need to plug in 19. So now we have 6 times 19 plus 14. 6 times 19 or 6 times 20 would be 120. Minus 6 would be 114. So now I'm going upside down right here. But 114 plus 14. This angle measurement is 128 degrees. And you know that they're congruent to each other. That means they're the same. So when it says find the value of the marked angles, they would be 128 degrees. $14 says a camera manufacturer spends $2,400 each day for overhead expenses plus $6 per camera for labor and materials. The cameras sell for $14 each. First question says, how many must they sell to equal its daily cost? Or how many must they sell to break even? So the costs are $2,400 plus 6x, or 6 times the amount of cameras. The amount of money made is 14 times the amount of cameras, X. It says how much will they have to sell for them to break even or for it to equal. So 2,400 plus 6x equals 14x is how you set up the equation. Once it's set up that way, simplify it or solve for x by going through your order of operations. Undo plus 6x by subtracting it on both sides. It leaves you with 2,400 equals 8x. Then undo 8 times something by dividing by 8 on both sides. You know, 8 goes into the number 24 3 times and into 2,400 300 times. So that says x equals 300, or in order for them to break even every day, they need to make 300 cameras. The second question is a little bit more difficult. It says if the manufacturer can increase production by 50 cameras each day, what would the daily profit be? Well, this is assuming they're making 300 cameras to break even. So if you look off to the left, it says break even is 300. It says, what if they increase it by 50? So from 300 to increase by 50 is 350. So again, figure out the cost is still 2,400 plus 6x, or in this case, x's value is 350. The amount of money made is 14 times x, or in this case, again, 350 cameras. So when you multiply 6 times 350, you get 2,100. And when you add that to 2,400, it costs them $4,500. The amount of money made is 14 times 350, or $4,900. So again, it's asking you what would the profit be if you made 4,900, or if this company made 4,900 and it only cost them 4,500. Then you take what they made and you subtract the cost to get the profit, which is $400. So if they make 350 cameras, they'll make $400. Number 15 was much simpler. It says a copy center offers its customers 2 different pricing plans for black and white copies of 8.5 by 11-inch pages. 8.5 by 11 are numbers that you can disregard in this problem. It says customers can either pay 8 cents per page, or they can pay $7.50 for a discount card and then get their pages lowered to 5 cents per page. Write an equation to find the number of photocopies for which the cost of each plan is the same. If they're the same, that means they're equal to each other. So with no discount, it's 8 cents times X, or the unknown amount of copies. With the discount, it's $7.50 plus only 5 cents times X. So those are the 2 expressions. It says, when will they be the same? When will they be equal? So when you simplify that, you get rid of plus 0.05x by subtracting it on both sides. That'll leave you with 0.03x equals $7.50. Then get rid of 0.03 multiplied by that by dividing by 0.03 on both 0.03 on both sides. So $7.50 divided by 0.03 is 250. So what that says is that store, once you make 250 copies, it will be worth it for you to have that discount card. Otherwise, anything fewer than 250, you'll get off cheaper by not buying the discount card. Then we're solving these simple equations. Get rid of minus 2 by adding it to both sides. So K equals 1. This says n plus a negative 5, which means n minus 5 equals negative 8. Get rid of minus 5 by adding it to both sides. So n equals negative 3. 18 says simplify this expression. It's 9 times 9 times 9. And then the negative gets brought down after the fact. 9 times 9 is 81. And 81 times 9 is 729. So 729, and then the negative gets brought down in front of it. Negative 729. Negative 16z minus 17z, same exact signs. Negative 16 minus 17 is negative 33z. This one was actually missing the directions. I deleted a problem and it left them off. It says what property is represented. This is just like saying 5 times 1/5 equals 1. 0.2 is the same thing as 1/5. So that is the inverse property, everybody. Copy it down. Inverse property of multiplication. 21 says you roll a standard number cube. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. are your outcomes. It says find a probability of the number being greater than 5. Greater than 5, there's only one favorable outcome. One. Remember, probability is favorable over total. So 1 over 6 is the probability. 1 out of the total 6 numbers. And then the spinner was missing off of 22, so copy down the spinner. You don't have to be an artist to copy it down. Just copy it quick. It's the same spinner as last week. It says even and not shaded. Again, there are 6 total outcomes. Probability is still favorable over total. 6 total outcomes, and only one of them is even and not shaded. 6. So 1 over the total 6. So just like number 21, it's 1 over 6.